What is going on, guys? Snickel here, and today I have another update video for you guys. This one's going to be pretty brief because not much has been going on. So this is the week of the 11th. I am a bit late again. I've been having I've been working a lot recently, so I haven't had too much free time, or as much as I essentially have wanted. But anyway, it's been a pretty I guess you can say slow week for gaming for the most part. Not much has gone on since last week. Basically, all I've been doing in the past week is playing Red Dead Redemption 2. So earlier in the week, I kind of decided. So basically, I stayed in Chapter 2 of the game for a pretty long time. I was kind of waiting for people to get through what's actually missable and what's not missable. When all that kind of got cleared up, that's when I was like, okay, let's push through. So I started going through the main story earlier in the week, and actually a few hours ago, I just finished up the main story for Red Dead 2, which was pretty good. That's all I'll say. It's pretty good. So my goal for the game, well, I guess really that's all I've been playing in the last week. I didn't really want to play. My goal was not to play anything until I was at least done the main story of Red Dead 2 just to get it done. Now that that's done, I kind of I want to do other things now, but I also want to focus on Red Dead 2. So for the upcoming week, my goal is for Red Dead 2 at least to finish, well, not finish, but work. Well, I would like to finish, but probably won't happen. To continue to get guides out, collectible guides, challenge guides, basically everything that you'll need for the 100% for the most part, get guides out for, and kind of get through that. So that's my goal for Red Dead 2 this week, is just to start cranking out guides for the game for the most part. But the main story is done, so it's just down to me doing everything that I need to do to finish the 100% and get the rest of the trophies. I would like to get the single player done like fully before the online comes out. The online's supposed to come out sometime at the end of this month, end of November. So my goal would be to get all of the single player done before then, the gold medals, the 100% completion, the animal stuff, basically all that done before the online comes out. That's my goal. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens, because there is other stuff that's going on. There's other games that I would like to play and do, probably between then. So recently, I've been putting all of my time into Red Dead 2, and now that I'm done the story, I'm going to branch off and start playing other games now, I know. But this week, my goal is, again, Red Dead 2 guides. I also would like to dive into Guitar Hero Live. Maybe not finish it, but I would like to dive into it and knock a good chunk out. If I can finish it, good for me. Not sure if that'll happen. I'm not sure how long the single player is going to take for Guitar Hero Live. I'm assuming not too long, but that's essentially all I have to do is get through the single player and then do some quick play stuff. I have to earn 20 million points in quick play, which isn't that bad, but I basically just have to play the game, continue playing the game. So, that'll just come over time, but I would like to actually get into Guitar Hero Live and start doing that and getting that platinum done before the end or the beginning of December, because that's when the servers go down. They're supposed to go down December 1st, I think. So I'm technically done all the online for the game, but I would actually like to get the platinum now. So that's that. Some other stuff that I'm planning on doing this week, we're probably going to try to start and finish Drawn to Death. So, expect a platinum video on that whenever that happens. And then starting some other multiplayer stuff, possibly. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with the quote-unquote schedule that we have for games, because people have basically been adding me left and right about doing games, and I keep telling people, I'm not doing anything else until this game is done. And I'm not doing anything else till this game is done. So basically my thing was, I'm not going to do anything. Like, I'm literally not doing anything till I finish the single player in Red Dead. Don't expect me to do anything till that's done. Once that's done, we can do some other stuff. We can start some other stuff. So the first thing that we were going to do was Well, we still need to finish Uncharted 2, but that's just, whatever. We'll do that. We'll do that. I don't want to say we'll do that whenever, but I would like to do that soon. So the first step was Uncharted 2. We should probably do that. Carlos and I think Katz is still in. We need to do World at War. Whenever that happens, not 100% sure. There's a lot of stuff that's kind of up in the air right now. With Carlos having GameFly and stuff, it's kind of dependent on whenever he gets certain games from GameFly that we kind of do them. So I know he recently got Dirt Rally from GameFly, so we'll probably try to do the online in Dirt Rally somehow. I'm not 100% sure how that online works, but the goal would be to get that done fairly in a fast amount of time. Get that done as efficiently as possible. Let's put it that way. Get it done as efficiently as possible, so that I think he's talking about just doing the online and maybe sending the game back to GameFly. I'm not sure. All I know is Dirt Rally, we might do the online for soon, him and I. But as like all of us, Drawn to Death was the next game that we were going to do, because that's going down in March. And I had people adding me, oh, let's do this, oh, let's do that. And I'm like, listen, okay, I'm not doing any of that stuff until we finish Drawn to Death, because those servers are going down and I'm going to finish that, okay? Uncharted 2 would be nice to get done, and World at War would be nice to get done. But like I said, a lot of stuff is in limbo. It kind of just depends on what people feel like playing and when they feel like playing it. Carlos and I are probably going to do MW3. Now, I did the DLC for MW3, but I'm going to help Carlos do the DLC. And in return, he's going to help me finish my survival stuff. So that's just a little trade-off there. But I'll probably end up doing that, or we'll probably end up doing that fairly soon. And I know the big elephant in the room is, oh well, Snickel, you said that you were going to boost Warhawk if the servers got pushed back, and they did. So are you going to do that? I intend on looking into doing Warhawk. I've talked with a few people. I've looked into a few things. There's a few things that scare me about that. Not really the time that scares me. I don't mind the time and the grind. I don't mind that. I think the biggest thing that scares me about Warhawk is just the hackers that you can come across in the game that can basically put you in negative XP, because I think you have to reach like a certain rank. So if you get negative XP, you're kind of screwed for the most part. So that's a few things that scare me, is that whole hacker thing. With Twisted Metal, it was like, oh, there's people that are just annoying me, like they're just nuisance, but I can kind of get around them if I can get into a game fast enough, or if I get on at a certain time, I can kind of work around that. I guess it's technically the same thing for these hackers, but if one comes into the lobby and he just guts everything, then I'm in the negatives, and I'm not gonna end up doing it, because it's not going to be worth it. Is it possible to do if you get like negative whatever XP? Yeah, but it's just going to be stupid amount of playing to do it. So I'm going to look into Warhawk. Okay, the goal is to do as much of it as possible, because if you already don't know, it's on my list. So for me personally, I'm not losing anything from doing it. I can only gain because it's already on my list. But yeah, the goal would be to kind of do a little more research, look into it a little more, and then go from there. I can do it all by myself, because with Warhawk you can do 4-player split screen when it comes to boosting. So it's possible for me to do it all by myself, which I don't have an issue with. I don't mind doing it all by myself. But like I said, the whole hacker thing, that's what's kind of got me on edge right now. And I would not want to come across someone that did that, because that would be quite unfortunate. So as for now, I'm not going to be boosting Warhawk probably within the next week. Maybe a little research going into the game and seeing how stuff works on an alternate account. But for me personally, probably not going to be touching boosting that game for a few weeks, just because I want to clarify a few things before I actually get into it. So yeah, the goal this week, continue Red Dead. Continue putting guides out for Red Dead, chip away at Guitar Hero Live, maybe finish it, but I'm not sure, because I don't know how long it'll actually take, but chip away at Guitar Hero Live, and then start and finish Drawn to Death by the end of weekend would be pretty ideal. Then after Drawn to Death, we can get into some other games because the big thing going on right now has been Advanced Warfare for some reason, but that came up months ago that people wanted to do that. So I've been trying to, for the best of my ability, I've been trying to screw you guys for adding me. I was trying to go to sleep and you guys added me, but then I remembered I needed to make this video. So for the most part, okay, I've been trying to follow this current boost list that we have in the Discord. This is what I've been trying to stick to when it comes to stuff. So you can see the priority, right? Red Dead Redemption 2. When the online for Red Dead 2 comes out, I'm going to be on that day one trying to get as much done as possible. Because if you guys don't know this, when GTA Online came out, you could basically get a lot of the trophies very fast. There was, I wouldn't say exploits, but there was methods of getting trophies pretty fast. And there was also methods of getting money fast and stuff like that. So I don't know if that stuff will be in the game day one, but I will be on the game day one to figure that out. Then you can see below it MW3 with DLC. Below that, Drawn to Death. I'm not sure why MW3 is above Drawn to Death. MW3 is kind of like Carlos and I, so that should probably be off the list. But anyway, below that is Drawn to Death. Below that's Uncharted 2, Far Cry 2, so on and so forth. So this whole thing with AW coming up in DLC, like, I don't understand it because, we have to do Drawn to Death and we have to do Uncharted 2 and 3 and then Far Cry 2 before we start AW. Now, I know AW was kind of like a thing where it was like, oh, whenever Captain was available, we'll do AW. But, like, why go out of the way to do AW when we have all these other things to do, right? We did the co-op in Uncharted 2, so we're done that. So the only thing we have to do in Uncharted 2 is actually boost, like, the kills and basically all the other trophies. That's what we have to boost. Because we got complete all 3 co-op missions on Crushing and complete all 3 co-op missions on Hard. Those trophies don't stack, which is fucking stupid. But we did those. So the rest comes down to getting the rest of these trophies, which comes down to boosting in PvP. I mean, that's as simple as that. It's not too bad. And for a majority of these, I've already done a decent amount of work for them because I did play this game back in the day kind of for fun. Not too long, but I did play for fun. So a majority of these I've knocked off a decent amount for the trophy requirements, but it's just getting the rest. Right now, Uncharted 3, on the other hand, that's a whole different ball game. But Uncharted 3 does have co-op, I believe. So, we could work on that if it's just Cats, Carlos, and I. We could work on Uncharted 3 co-op if they wanted to. But this whole thing with AW coming up, it just, I get so confused because, every once in a while there'll be a game where it just pops up and people are like, hey, let's do it. And it's like, no, we have stuff planned, and why would we kind of go off track? Because what ends up happening is, I mean, if you guys don't boost online games very frequently or, kind of back to back, which I'm assuming a lot of people don't because it's a very niche thing to do, just go back to back to back multiplayer wise. But if you don't boost it, what ends up happening, okay, especially a game with a longer boost, that really can't get done in a few days. What ends up happening is, for the most part, if something like this happens, is you'll play a game for 2 nights, right? You'll put a decent amount of time in, and then people will get bored of it or whatever, and they'll want to do something else. And then what ends up happening is you never go back to that game that you started, right? And that's what I'm trying to prevent. I don't want to start something and put it away for 2 months and never come back to it. If I start AW, right? If we start AW is going to be done before we move on to the next game. That's what it's going to come down to. And that's what I want to do. That's what I try to do when I boost games. I try to be efficient, but I also try to get stuff done right then and there. I don't like to do stuff and then move on and not come back, or say, like, do it for a few nights and then say, oh, we'll come back to that in a little bit, because I have a few games that are like that on my list, and it kind of pisses me off. The biggest one right now is Bad Company 2 right here, where, we started Bad Company 2. We were playing a lot. We were doing good boosting, and then I don't know what happened. A game came out. I don't know what it was, but something came out It might have been Destiny 2. It came out, and then Bad Company 2 was just like, boop, done. I want to go back to Bad Company 2. I want to finish it. We need to do the Vietnam DLC. We need to do the Spec at DLC. We're about halfway on the kills for the weapons. So I mean, we're making good progress. We made good progress, but then it all just fell apart. And I want to bring it back together because I would like to finish it. I would like some closure. That's what, when I boost online games, that's my goal. When I start a game, it's not that I don't want to play anything else, because trust me, I do. But I want to finish what I start before I move on to something else, especially when it comes to the multiplayer. If we're boosting multiplayer and then I go play a single player game, I'm fine with that. But if I'm boosting a multiplayer and then we go boost another multiplayer, that's where I kind of am like, no, I would like to finish it. And there's a few games where that's happened, and it's on me, but it's also on other stuff that kind of fell out. But for the most part, I would like to finish a game fully online before I move on to the next one. That's what it comes down to. There's been a lot of requests of, let's play Earthfall, let's do Friday the 13th, let's do this, let's do AW, let's do that. Listen, okay, I don't have a problem, and I'm sure everyone else doesn't have a problem playing those games. That's not the issue, is playing them. But when it comes down to me personally, and I don't know who else has this, mentality that does these online games, you could either with me or just in general, but when it comes down to it, right, I don't want to start something that I know I'm not going to actually finish right then and there. So a thing that happened a few weeks ago was Friday the 13th. It came up, let's do Friday the 13th, let's boost Friday the 13th. And, my thought was, I don't have a problem. Like, I don't have a problem boosting Friday the 13th. I know it's a bad game, but I know it's kind of funny. I know it's kind of fun to play. I don't have a problem boosting that game, okay? I don't have a problem playing that game. But I don't want to start Friday the 13th when I have all this other stuff lined up, or we have already started all this other stuff. We've started Uncharted 2. We've started World at War. We're talking about starting AW. We still need to do Drawn to Death. Like, there's all these things that were either planned prior or that we've already started that have not been finished that I would like some closure with. And we're already planning the next game. I don't mind planning the next game. It's just like, can we finish this one before we move on to the next one? That's all. That's as simple as it comes. So that's my little rant. I've noticed that this video went on for, we're at like 17 minutes now or something like that. I thought this would be a quick video, but I like to, let's spice it up a bit because, I know people enjoy listening to these when they're, whatever you guys do, play games or, whatever you guys do. But that's what it just comes down to with me with multiplayer, is when I start a game, multiplayer-wise, 9 out of 10 times, it's going to get finished before I move on to the next game, multiplayer-wise, and that's what I've been doing for the past year or so. That's just what it comes down to. And that's how I want to keep it. That being said, I would like to finish Bad Company 2 soon. I just added that to my list because I completely forgot about it until I started having this discussion with myself. Another game that I'm going to add to possibly doing... I don't know if it'll be this weekend or sometime soon, is Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, I think is what it is. Let's look it up. Transformers. So, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen is the only Transformers game that has DLC. And I have a good friend that is willing to let me borrow his account to use the DLC. Only problem is I had to buy an EU version of the game. So the EU version of the game came in about a week and a half ago-ish. So I would like to hop on that game and at least do the DLC for that. So that's what that's going to come down to. I would love to do all the Transformers games, but I literally have no one to do them with. So, I mean, that's just the story of my life for a lot of stuff. But yeah, maybe expect that. That's going to be one that kind of just comes up out of nowhere where it's like, oh, just going to do this. So, yeah, that's really my goal when it comes to online gaming. That's not just over the next week. That's just like in general. That's kind of like my That's kind of what I stand by, and that's just that. So, looking in the long run, I guess the next thing that I would want to do is, I mean, I always say this, but like this is a list that I kind of stick to when it comes to games that I focus on playing. So, the For Honor, a For Honor DLC dropped a few weeks ago. I don't think I mentioned this in any of my recent videos, but a For Honor DLC dropped a few weeks ago. Marching Fire, I believe, is what it's called, and it's got some interesting trophies. They're pretty easy but interesting. So I've been thinking about hopping on that and just getting that 100% back. Um, I don't know when. For some reason, I have a love-hate relationship with For Honor. I really disliked. Let me not say that. There's aspects of the game that I really disliked. Majority of those aspects were just the community when it came down to it, right? I mean, the game's called For Honor, but then you got people stabbing you in the back and throwing you off the cliff, and it wasn't a very honorable game when it came to the fighting, even though the name of the game is For Honor. I think the game is good. I enjoyed the game at times, but at times it was also very frustrating dealing with the community, dealing with people using basically spamming unblockable moves and spamming certain power or certain attacks on certain characters. The whole thing with the first like world championship fucking event that they did. Ooh, I gotta watch my language. Gotta be family friendly. But with that first championship that they did, where basically the guy who won it used an exploit, and all the developers had to say was, oh well, maybe you guys shouldn't use that exploit. Well, maybe it shouldn't be in the game. I mean, that would be pretty cool. But anyway, with that being said, I have a love-hate relationship with For Honor. So recently I've been kind of like, I kind of want to play For Honor again. So I might go back and do that For Honor DLC. I don't know how long it will take. I think for the most part, it's pretty self-explanatory. Basically, win a breach match, play 15 breach matches, which is just online. I would assume online. Complete 10 matches with any Wu Lin hero, which I can do that while I'm doing the breach matches. Then you have the quests in the arcade mode, which I'm not really sure how that works. I don't know if arcade mode is online or offline. If anyone knows, let me know down below. But that doesn't seem too bad. And then reaching Rep 7 with the Wu Lin heroes, which you can do online, or you can do offline. You can play against bots and get reputation. So that's just going to come down to playing the game. And that's going to be that. So I kind of want to get back into this, finish a DLC up, but there's also other DLCs that I'd like to finish, like, for instance, Middle-earth Shadow of War, that I've had kind of just sitting on the shelf for who knows how long. That'd be nice to go back and finish. They put that DLC out for Spin Tires, which I would like to do, and again, that's one that, like, it doesn't look too hard for the most part. For the most part, it's pretty straightforward, so that'd be nice to kind of get done. And then, so on and so forth, just finishing stuff, Watch Dogs 2, Horizon Zero Dawn, Resident Evil 7. I believe everything on this list, so everything that you're looking at right now that isn't complete, I own all the DLC for this. I just need to actually play it. I know Carlos actually got Dante's Inferno I believe he got it from GameFly. I don't know where he got it from. No, I'm not going to say. So I bought Dante's Inferno on an EU account because it was the complete edition, which came with all the DLC. I was going to say I could let him use that, but if I let him use that, then I can't use that, I think. Because I can only game share on one. I don't know. I'd have to look into that. But I do own that game on an EU account because for some reason they still sell the DLC in the EU store, but they don't sell it in the NA store. I'm not sure why that is. But that might be a game that kind of comes up out of nowhere pretty soon, just finishing Dante's Inferno. And then all these other games I would like to do, but I don't know when. I don't have time. I don't have all the time in the world, but I would like to finish them. A game I was working on, and I kind of put it away, and I need to go back to, is Tabletop Racing World Tour. I was working on this DLC. I didn't earn any trophies, but I was working on this DLC before I kind of put that away. And I don't even know what I went to play after that. But But yeah, maybe maybe these will be some games that I stream. I know some of these I want to do guides for, like Horizon, Resident Evil 7, but I don't know. Maybe I'll stream some of them. Maybe some Dante's Inferno. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, talking about streaming, I haven't streamed in a while, so I apologize for that. Um, I've been playing Red Dead 2, and when it comes down to it, I would like when I play a game and I'm doing guides for a game, I like to be able to record whenever possible. And I know I could just pull like Twitch VODs and, record the stream, which I already do anyway, but the quality isn't good, and there's other stuff that happens that I really don't want to like incorporate. So that's why I really haven't been streaming, because all I've been playing is Red Dead 2. I don't want to stream the story because if no one's played it, I don't want to ruin it. And if I'm doing anything else in the game, I'm usually making a guide for it, so I'm going to be recording for the most part. So, yeah. I don't know when I'll stream next. Hopefully soon, but I'm not. I don't want to really give like a for sure date and then disappoint people. So, but if you haven't already, you can follow me on Twitch and you can be notified when I do stream, whenever that is. So if you're into that kind of stuff, cool. That's all I gotta say. There's all types of links in the description below as well. My Twitter. There should be a playlist to like my platinum trophies, I believe, or something like that. So if you want to go look at platinum trophies that I've gotten recently, which hasn't been too many, actually, let's take a look at that. I think I was looking at this the other day. So, recently I've been getting some big boy games done, but like I haven't been earning too many platinums recently. Like Twisted Metal was in October. Beginning of October was Mod Nation, right before it went down. Then we had Dying Light in September, Evolve in August, The Crew 2 in July, The Crew 1 in June, Little Big Planet Karting in June, Mind Jack in June, Deformers twice in June. Dang, June was a poppin' month. Toy Story 3 in May, and then God of War in May, and then Killzone 3 in March. God, I didn't get anything in April. But yeah, I haven't been getting too many. I've been earning a lot of trophies, right? I've been earning more trophies than I really have earned before. Like, let's see. So I started doing multiplayer stuff around it was probably around November, December last year. So you can see like between this time, like I kind of have been going up pretty drastically with like total trophies, but like platinums haven't really been going up. Just because I've been earning a lot of trophies, but I haven't been earning a lot of platinums. But I would like to go finish a lot of those platinums up that I've done the online for. So that's kind of the goal there. Look at that, boy. That flatness right there. That was when your boy went study abroad for college. Earned no trophies for like a month. I was going through withdrawal. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't going through withdrawal, but yeah. I could go through all those games, but I'm not going to. But I would like to finish up a lot of games that I've done the multiplayer for. And I just need to do the single player. I would like to finish some games up. I mean, basically all these games here I've done multiplayer. I just need to finish. Anything here that I haven't platinumed, I've done the multiplayer for. I just need to finish. So it's quite the list. I need to get through it. But again, I don't have a lot of time. I don't have as much time as I wish I had. Let's just say that. Anyway, like I said, links, all types of links down in this description below, so go check them out if you haven't already. Let me know down in the comments below, like, what you guys have been playing, what games you've been up to, if you're excited for the Spyro trilogy coming out this week, or Fallout 76 coming out this week. What are you guys looking forward to that's coming out this week? What have you guys been playing? Have you been enjoying Red Dead 2 if you've been playing it? Let me know all that stuff. I love to read the comments, and I try to respond to every single one that I can. I really do. Anyway, like I said, links in the description below. If you have made it this far and you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. I'm not sure if anyone makes it this far that hasn't subscribed yet, but if you have, consider. I appreciate it. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I hope to see you around sometime soon.